This Cherokee Orchard had two outhouses, or houses that I know of. I call them outhouses because during the time whenever they had work for them at Cherokee Orchard, people would come up and live there. And then there's one out next to the river and one up the hill from the barn. Now, as you go the straight line, and you'll see just before you go over the Rowan Fort Motor Nature Trail, way back here on the right, about 2 blocks on the left, was where the barn was. And then you pass by on your left a garage, a office, and that was all there. And across the road there was a little stand that took the temperature and weather conditions for the time. And Grandpa would have to go out, my Grandpa Brass would have to go out and take the readings every morning and call them in. Also on the right-hand side across from the garage and from the shop was what I call the cider house. Now, it's set straddled on rocks that were piled up and upon cement pilings. This shed-like, it was halfway up with boards and then screened in and then the roof. But what was unique about it, it sat right in the middle of Mill Creek. And outside the house was this pile of rocks. Of course they were cemented, but it looked like a pile of rocks, and continual water from that spring on Mill Creek come down and ran continually. You had to hop rocks to get in the screen door that went inside. Whenever you got inside, you saw a trough all the way around, 3 sides that I remember, 3 sides of the cider house. And in these troughs ran water that's piped into it. And in those troughs were set gallon jugs of cold apple cider. Also in that cider house was a large barrel, a 50 gallon, excuse me, a 50 gallon barrel, and inside it was a smaller barrel. And it was done so that water run in a pipe into the bigger 50 gallon wooden barrel and around the inner barrel. That inner barrel, they would put cider, and it had a faucet that come out of that inner barrel through the outside barrel, and it had a faucet on it. And all you had to do was get you a cup and go up and turn the little handle, and you could get real cold apple cider. That cider was so cold that it would freeze your teeth. And you go on out the road from that complex, and on the left, there's still, you can see it, is a roadway going down in, and it had a rock wall that kept back the dirt. And down at the end of that roadway or driveway was where the manager of the orchard lived, and that was my grandpa and my grandma. My mother was born in that house, and so through her and through my grandparents is why I love doing research on Cherokee Orchard.